Hello and welcome to our results call. So this is, what date are we now? We're the 7th of February 2021, and we're actually discussing the 30 Days Healthy Living Programme, which is set by Arbon. And in January, obviously January is a huge month where everyone suddenly goes after Christmas, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it is such a huge month for a lot of people, obviously being the fact that it's the beginning of the year. What we want to know is this plan can be done at any time throughout the year if you decide it, and you can start any day you like. But the beauty is with our team is that we do have 2 start dates. If you want to feel like you're starting with loads of other people that are all over the country, all over the world, we start on the first Monday and the third Monday of the month. Now, the people we're talking to this evening who are going to be sharing their results about how they felt, how they found the plan, they did the plan from the beginning of January. So I think it was the 4th of January, I think was our start date. And they did their 30 days from the 4th of January. So they're talking about from the new year, obviously it's been a crazy, crazy old time, how they've been feeling, not only physically, but mentally as well, because what we're trying to improve for everybody is not only your physical health and well-being, but your mental health and well-being as well. And what we honestly believe, and what we have backed science and proven evidence for, is if you're looking after your gut health, what goes on in the inside massively and positively can impact what is going on the inside with your brain and what you're thinking about. So it's inside outside health and wellness. What you put into your body, you're going to get out, but mentally as well, you're going to be in a much better state. So I hope you're going to hear some of those personal statements from our clients today. So let's get straight on in there before we share kind of a little bit about the plan at the end today. So we've got Charlotte on the call, we've got Samantha, and we've also got Abby. We also have Lauren, who may be joining us a bit later. If not, she may share a testimonial, who's actually from the US. And we've also had a little testimonial, personal statement written from Jennifer as well. Now, Charlotte, Jennifer, and Abby are busy working mums. They've been working either in schools or working on Zoom online lately. And we've also got Samantha and Lauren, who are busy working people. They're just, they don't have children, but they are still out there busy working. Lauren is a dance teacher, and Samantha, I'm going to call you a scientist. I'm not sure of your actual job description, actually. You're going to have to tell me that in a minute. What is your job role? What is your job role?
I'm a formulations technician.
So in other words, a scientist. Very, very clever lady. Tell us a little bit more. What does that involve?
It involves so much. It's actually really fun. And we've actually been working on more innovation work, which we are trying to target new products, because now we're at that point where we can try and create more, because we've caught up on our other projects, which obviously I can't talk about. But no, yeah, so I would basically make some bulk. So let's say a facial cream, a day cream, night cream, or facial oils. I'll also then put them into incubators like ovens for a period of time and keep checking on them to make sure they stay stable. And we also then send them off for other tests to make sure there's no skin reactions and that they will be enjoyable products.
Awesome. So yeah, she's a very busy, very smart lady, very smart cookie on the call here. So she knows her stuff. So Charlotte, I want to come to you first of all. What were your main reasons or big reason for you? Why did you do this plan?
I've done this plan before a few times over the last kind of few years since I had my little girl, who's now 5. And originally I did this purely to feel healthier, lose baby weight and so on. But then with the general day-to-day busy life and starting my own dance school and so on, just myself to bogged down and just have dinner times all over the show, drink, so on. So gradually, like I just started putting on more and more and more weight. So I did do this plan this time round, and I'm following the plan again this month and probably for a few months, just to really snap myself out of bad habits and obviously lose weight. So the weight for me is a big issue. I've always struggled with it, and I just find that this plan is one thing that really helps me to get down in size.
Do you feel like it's a bit different this time around? Do you feel like maybe, you know, you've
Yeah,
you know, because you've done
mentally,
it?
I've definitely, it's this time round, it's finally had that click. I'm going, no, I have to do this now for myself, because I just keep going back to square one, and not feeling great at all. I'll always have a smile on my face and so on, but yeah, it's something that has always got me down. So
Yeah,
with that in mind, this time round is kind of, I'm sticking to it now. That's it.
awesome.
Even when I get down to my goal weight, and obviously dress size and so on, yeah, it's figuring out how to maintain
Yeah.
as well,
And I think
and
that's
just
the
be
key
healthy.
thing, because you said as well, like obviously you're going to be doing another plan. You said, you know, you're going to maybe
Yeah.
do a few consecutive ones back to back. And the interesting thing is they say it takes around 21 to 30 days to create a new good habit. But obviously to actually stick to that as well, you've got to not just look at the habit, but you've got to look at surrounding environments and what
Yeah.
the key things are, because we sometimes associate an action with an activity. For example, my thing was always when it came to lunchtime and that, like, I've got a child asleep and the other one's at school or whatever, my thing was I'm going to sit down and watch a TV program with a cup of tea and a biscuit. And it was almost like I had those three things together. And it's, you have to kind of look at the surrounding environments. So instead of sitting down in the lounge, maybe if I went outside, I'd have a healthier drink or something. I wouldn't need the biscuit, that kind of thing. So creating habits, although it is 30 days and great, yes, you could create new habits. But the thing is, sometimes we do need a bit longer because we've got to work on some more external factors as well, what our surroundings are, what our other habits are. So yeah, that's really, really great. Thank you for sharing that. Samantha, what were your reasons for doing the 30 days healthy living plan and at this time as well? Because obviously, like we said, we can do it any time of year.
Well, I think for me, I'd done it once before and I didn't give it 100% as much as I should have done. But I do remember when I did do it, I felt incredible. Like I had great responses from it. I had more energy and I wanted to do more. Because before I actually attempted it, I would be sluggish, I would be moody, I would always just want to do nothing. And I'd always blame everybody else around me for me not doing anything. So where I actually started that, I realized I started to change all of that and it was just down to me. So this time I thought I'd give it 100%, and I did maybe indulge myself over Christmas more than I should have done. So I knew it would make me feel better, and I do have some excess weight that I've been wanting to get rid of, but I've never been able to keep that consistency. So I feel when I'm on this, I have something to keep me accountable and a target, and I'm doing something to get there. So it always helps me keep on track. So when I started again, sorry, carry on.
I was saying excellent.
Oh, but no, yeah, so I wanted it to not only make me gain healthy habits again, and I also wanted to help like get more active, which it has worked. So in the past week, well, 2 weeks, I started working out more, and obviously the gyms are closed. So I've had that excess energy where if I get bored, I get really cranky. So now I've just been going out for a run, and I started off doing 2 miles, then I went up to 5k, and last week I did a whole week of 6k. So, and I felt amazing for it. And obviously when you look down at your watch and you're like, how many calories did I just burn? Yes. And you have amazing energy. And also the favorite thing I have with it is the fizz sticks. I just love the fizz sticks. They're amazing. And I don't shut up about it at work. And also with the protein shakes, they're just, well, super yummy. They go with everything that I go, like they fit right into my routines. And also I got complimented on my hair being so shiny. And they say it's from the extra protein that I've been having. So where I wasn't having enough before, my hair appeared more dry, more dead. So more luxurious hair.
Yeah, exactly. Bonus, absolute bonus. So yeah, we were talking about this at the beginning. Obviously, what we put in does show a little bit more. It's not just about size and all those sorts of things. It massively impacts everything, because everything on your body is a living organism, which means that it needs feeding every part of you to grow hair, nails, eyelashes, eyebrows, all this, literally every single molecule within your body is living, so it needs feeding. And if you feed it the good stuff, then you're going to get good results. That's the idea. So obviously both you and Charlotte, yes, you and Charlotte have mentioned, obviously you've done this multiple times. So for example, obviously a lot of people do struggle the first time they might do something like this, and it doesn't matter what diet or plan or whatever you do, it's generally a change in habit. And as you mentioned, Samantha, you know, quite honest and said, you know, the first time you did it, you probably didn't do it to 100%, whereas this time, you know, you did. Do you find, Charlotte and or Samantha, like that having done it a couple of times, you know, you get better at it, and at the same time, when I say better at it, but you know, you're a bit more knowledgeable, so you know what to do or what to expect. But at the same time, why did you come back to this plan? Because obviously if some people maybe didn't stick to 100%, they might go and look elsewhere and go, okay, well, I might try this plan, I'll go and do something different. Oh, that didn't work, I'll do something different. What made you kind of stick to this plan? And actually you've done it a few times as well. That's to Charlotte and or Samantha. Should we go with Charlotte? Let's go with Charlotte.
We're both there ready to speak. Like, so I think it's just the way it's how it makes you feel. Like I said, I've done the plan to 100% a couple of times before, and then I've kind of just done like my own plan with the product, where I've just kind of stuck to 2 shakes and then just had what I would call like a typical family spaghetti bolognese with everything kind of thrown in and so on, and pasta bakes of loads and loads of cheese, and so I've kind of done it both ways. But I think it's just the fact that when you do it properly and you stick to it, every product really, like you said, Sam, the fizz sticks, that they do work. They're amazing. Like I'm the type of person that I think before Christmas and when it's building up to like big events going on with work and so on, that I will just die for a bottle of Lucozade or Pepsi Max or something, and I'm really bad with that. So to snap me out of those habits as well, and to just feel more alive and sleep better, you just feel awesome.
Yeah,
you really do.
Yeah. Samantha, what would you say, like from doing the plan, obviously like you say, you know, you've done it before, come around to it again, like what would you say like you've learned? What's the biggest sort of like education for you doing this particular plan?
Well, with what we have in, I've learnt more about prebiotics and probiotics and gut health and how important it is. Like I've learnt more about it than I normally would know, because it's not forcing is the wrong word, but encouraging you to actually look after yourself, because like everybody, they're all in different situations, but they really want to help other people, but they actually forget about themselves, and then they wonder why they're getting sick or they're always tired, which was me, because I would easily get sick or I just always want to hibernate. And the more I was actually looking into what I was consuming and where it was actually making you take a look at what you would usually eat, and then you would remove that and replace it with something else, and you would realize the difference of how you're feeling. Yeah. And I was amazed by the impact of how much better I felt when I removed those ingredients. And I've been finding the more I've done it, I've kept those things out, because I don't want to feel that heavy, tired, sluggish feeling like again. Like
when we're saying like, you know, we're removing stuff as well, did you find at any point that it was really restrictive? I mean, obviously for some people it's a major change in their habits, their eating habits or drinking habits and generally what you're taking in. Did you find that you felt like you were hungry or having to constantly tell yourself, no, I can't eat that, I can't eat that? I mean, it might be that obviously if you have a particular craving, that is the case obviously, but did either of you, Charlotte or Samantha, find that you know, you were hungry or not actually having enough nutrients?
Within the first week, it was really tough to stick it out. But I think again, because it's just been Christmas and New Year and massively overindulging, and with the amount of lockdowns and everyone's at home and definitely drinking more alcohol than what what we normally would, I guess, if it was just a case of, oh, we've actually got an event to look forward to be good for as such. But yeah, so I struggled the first few days. However, probably not as much this time round compared to last time, but I think that's just because mentally I've got myself ready and prepared for it this time. And whereas last time it was kind of like throw myself at it, let's do it. And then I'd be going, oh no, where's a pizza? or a glass of wine, you know.
And again, that's just our that's like our taste bud habits. It's our habits, like you say, cooking habits. When you were talking about earlier about lifestyle, and especially when you've got children, it's just like, oh, we've been out a bit longer today, we've got to try and rush dinner, or I've got to make something that's what's quick and easy, pizza in the oven, quick, done. Sometimes it's just those. So obviously a lot of getting ready for any kind of change of habit requires a bit of planning. And one of the things that we do have alongside this plan is we, for free, because the only thing you actually pay for on this plan are the products, but we get a Facebook group, support group, and that comes with meal plans. So if you are someone who literally wants to be told what to do, there's a meal plan for each week. There's a shopping list for what you would need for those meal plans as well. You can literally do that, or you can mix it up, you can pick and choose, you can go and research your own healthy plans that basically kind of stick with what we're the types of foods that we're eliminating and what foods we're putting into our plan. So did you find that was helpful in terms of keeping you on track? Because obviously there was posting each day, which is sometimes just an education post, wasn't it, talking about why we have this, why we're doing what we're doing. But did you find that helped you? Was it a good resource? Did it help keep you motivated, keep you on track? Samantha, how do you find the Facebook group?
I found that it actually helped me stay on track, and sometimes I do get certain cravings of things, but then my habit of a brain of the old habits try to kick back in, and then I'd go on to the Facebook chat, or a message will pop up and it'll just remind me, well, actually, what do I have in? And I'll either look at the recipes and give it a go, and it'll just make it more fun. So I think the Facebook group was very helpful, very encouraging, and I found it was really good to know that there were others doing it alongside me.
I thought January's one particularly was actually amazing, because we had over 1,600 people in that group, and people were sharing their own recipes. In fact, I think I tagged you guys in a brilliant one for like cookies. I think, Charlotte, you made them, didn't you? You changed it up slightly because someone had made it with banana.
Insane.
You decided, I'm going to do it with apple. So how did you find that recipe?
That is literally my heaven every week. I did my baking earlier. And the plus side is the husband loves it as well.
Hey, we're the family.
We're finding more and more things that he's actually liking. Each time I've done it, to start with, he really struggled, and then it'd be a case of I was cooking 2 different meals, one for the baby, one for him, and then one for me. But now it's he's adapting really easily to it as well. And I think with the group, you kind of learn more and more and more, and you see more. And this time round, the first time that I've actually had kind of like that little baking bit alongside, like I said earlier in the actual chat as well. Like, I've only ever just done 2 shakes and a meal. I hadn't tried a different breakfast with the protein powder yet, which I will do. Thanks, Abby. That sounds awesome. And then obviously it would just be a physics. The bake, that for me with my herbal tea is my replacement of a cup of tea with biscuits.
And I think the brilliant thing about that is that particular recipe, for example, came from another participant. It wasn't one of our sort of set recipes that we share as part of the meal plans or snacks or cheats. And that's the thing, is each time you do this plan, although the plan stays the same, and some of the recipes and meal plans will stay the same for a little while, and then we change them up. But you've got other people doing this and sharing their own little hacks. Like, I am not creative in the kitchen whatsoever. I literally need a recipe in front of me. I do not play around in the kitchen. But when someone else in the group does that, it's brilliant. And that's what changes up each time. So of course, Charlotte, obviously you're doing the next plan. I can add you into the next group, which, although there might be some similar posts, there'll also be different people in there with different recipes. Or you could look like the real guru and put that recipe and go, oh, I got this from the January group.
That was my idea.
Yeah, look at me. I'm Nigella Lawson of the 30-day group this month. So yeah, it's great for you guys to know, and for anyone watching this, obviously, that Facebook group, obviously it changes energy, it changes shape, it changes ever so slightly because of the people involved. And then you also mentioned Abby as well. So we were in a little messenger group, weren't we? It's just a few of us. So outside of that other one, just to keep us a little bit, more together, and for me to, make sure how you guys were feeling, because I know some of you did have your lulls, your ups and downs with it. And you found that supportive. And then obviously, Abby, you were really helpful. Charlotte was asking a few questions like going, oh, I've got different proteins. What can I do with this? What can I do with that? And Abby came up with some brilliant ideas as well. So talking about products, and Abby, can I bring you in here now to ask you about your favorite products? So we have protein, because we've heard from Samantha her favorites, although she sounds like she can't choose. We've had protein, we've got Fizz Sticks, we've got the Digestion Plus, greens, cleanse, the herbal teas. I think I've probably forgotten something, I'm sure. But yeah, fiber, that was the other one. What's your favorite product?
I really like the Digestion Plus. I don't know if that's my favorite. Well, I've got a few favorites, but I find the Digestion Plus really, really good for bloating and stuff like that. So it's like, if there's anything that, after the 30 days, I might sort of drop some of the other stuff, or not, carry on with my greens balance, for example, and just replace it with frozen spinach or something like that. I will always continue with the Digestion Plus, and I really notice it as well when I don't have it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about this plan, isn't it? Is it feeling the results? And that's kind of what I want people to focus on, rather than looking for the results on the scales or looking for a different number on the tape measure. But like you said, if you're feeling the results, and you're feeling good, for me, sharing this plan, that's really ultimately what I want people to get out of this. They feel amazing, they feel able, they feel capable, they feel energized at the right times, obviously not in the middle of the night, because actually the part of this plan is that you're looking after your gut, you can actually sleep better, hopefully, as well. Has anyone actually found that at all on the plan, that sleep has been better quality? Maybe not Charlotte with her 5-year-old that likes to wake up and crawl into bed with her every hour.
I mean, absolutely, it has, definitely.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, maybe the added thing, don't have children if you want better sleep.
Yeah.
Or be strict with the bedtime routine.
Yeah, I actually found one of the first times I did my plan, my little boy was teething. He was at a teething age, and I remember actually having more energy, even though at the time I was getting less sleep because he was up at all different times of the night. I actually felt like I was coping better in the day than what I was, pre-plan, and sometimes even like when I was getting sleep, because sometimes it's the quality of sleep, being able to completely rest and relax. So yeah, we've talked about favorite products, we've talked about why we're doing the plan. One thing we haven't really touched on maybe is mental health, and how we've been feeling emotionally. And obviously this is a bit of a tricky one, because obviously right now, mental health state of the entire nation, the entire world has been tested to the max. And I'm sure we've all had our days where you just want to scream into a pillow, or maybe out into the complete world, into the street. But have you found any differences with maybe before the plan? Because obviously, we've been having months of tough times, but did you find that the plan has helped at all with maybe your mental state of mind, energy, that kind of side of things, that it's hard to measure? It's not something you can put on a scale, or you can't measure it in any way, just how you feel. Charlotte, have you found any improvements at all?
Yeah, definitely. I think it kind of goes back to also that sluggish feeling that you get as such as well, where you just don't want to get out of bed. Yeah, massively. I'm much more positive at the moment. Especially with third lockdown, is it? Third lockdown?
Yes. Yeah, and you're homeschooling as well, aren't you?
Homeschooling this time round. But that was very stressful. Again, I think that kind of had an impact on week 1 as well.
Yeah.
And child not sleeping that week. But yeah, I think doing the plan helps me with routine.
Yeah.
I find it really, really easy to stick to and to follow. And I know what, if you're really busy, I was one person that would always skip food and so on until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'd be going, oh no, I've got to go to work for 4 o'clock. Oh, I've got to do the school run. Oh, quick, just eat, or grab a meal deal or something, So yeah, it's helped all round, but mentally definitely. I was really down beforehand.
Yeah, and I don't know, Samantha or Abby, you've got anything to add to that, sort of the mental health. But the other thing I do want to come on to, if anyone else got a comment about, is that what you've just sort of said to me, sometimes it's even the planning as well. Like how have you planned this better? Because obviously to change your habits, it means not necessarily leaving stuff to the last minute. How do you feel either the plan has helped with that, or what have you done to help yourselves become a bit more prepared? But yeah, Samantha, Abby, if you've got a comment on how you felt your mental state of being.
Mentally, with doing the plan, I think has helped improve, well, its state, because obviously with everything going on, I can't see my friends, family, like many other people, and that's enough to get anyone down and depressed. And in doing this, I've felt a major difference, and I felt more positive, more energetic, and I've been wanting to look at things differently. So if something annoying happens or negative happens, I've been trying to flip it around as to actually it could be a lot worse.
Mm.
So,
do you feel that the health side of this has been helping you make those decisions? I mean, we have to be careful here, because obviously we cannot say this plan is not going to solve depression. This plan does not make any medical claims whatsoever. It's just the fact that obviously we are challenged to the max. But if you compare it to a time in your life where, like Charlotte was saying, when you're sort of sluggish as well, like you don't tend to maybe make the best choices, or you're a bit shorter with your attitude. I know I would snap at the children kind of thing, and the family gets the brunt of it. I know my husband once commented when I said about what have you noticed whilst I've been doing this plan. He said, well, you're a lot less snappy. I was like, oh, guess that's kind of a good thing. Yeah, it's important that we do sort of say that as well. But yeah, what have any of you guys done about planning and prepping so that you don't end up like Charlotte was saying, oh, I've suddenly got to go do the school run and I've got to go to work and I've not eaten anything, last minute cram some food down and not necessarily maybe the best choices? How have you combated that?
I personally, sorry, tongue tied. Personally, it's helped me with time management, because I really wanted to focus, not being rushed, because a lot of the time in the morning, if I'm out by a couple of minutes, it will set me off for like half an hour, and then I'll be all a rush throughout the day. So it's been really helpful on managing my time, and a lot of the time I've been prepping the proteins and food the night before rather than on the day, like in the morning, because then I found if I did it on the day, I'd be giving myself less, and I'll be wanting to grab snacky stuff.
Was that easy to do, doing it the night before? Did you find that easy to do, or was it a bit like, oh, I've got to tell myself to do it?
I was actually, I felt really weird about it, like really in a good way, because knowing that was done, I felt 10 times more relaxed. I could just chill the rest of the evening. And then in the morning, I could just focus on my morning routine that I have going. And I could go for that run. I could do my morning miracle. I could do all this. I just pop it in the bag and jobs are good. So awesome.
Charlotte, what did you do to sort of help yourself out of those times where you normally rushed?
Being in lockdown in that respect has helped me. That sounds absolutely awful.
No, we need to hear the positives.
Just the fact that I'm actually at home, I think, and having a set time that we've got to be on Google Classrooms and be organised and so on. Like, I'll always set up the little classroom the night before. The laptop has to stay on, because every time I shut the laptop down, I have problems. Like a lot of internet connectors and so on. And food wise, I find the shakes just so easy. Like, I will literally just go to the freezer, grab a bag of frozen berries and so on, add it in my shake with some water, that's it, done, go. And if it's a case of we're in a rush to get out, like when it's the weekends at the moment, if we're led there in the morning and I'm going, right, it's sunny, let's go, get out, let's have a walk, and we'll do that first, which we never used to. But yeah, so we're up and out, and again, I'll just quickly get a shake and then I'll take that with me, or even a herbal tea in a flask, So I have found it really easy. Dinner wise, obviously dance teaching happens after school, so 4 till 8 kind of time wise. What I've kind of done with that as well, and what I'd normally do, if I know what I'm cooking, obviously I make myself a list weekly now as to what meals we're having, so I know what I've got to get, or I know if I need to get salad later on in the week, I'll go get some fresh salad and so on. And then I'll prep, so I'll kind of do all the chopping and so on and have it ready. Or if it's the likes of as the sweet potato cottage pie type thing, I'll make it so that Chris can just shove it in the oven, and then give him the time and be like, right, this is going to be ready for this time. The moment I walk in the door,
husbands are normally like that extra child sometimes, isn't it? Having other family members that aren't actually children, it's like that extra child. But have you found one that, although it feels like it is an extra thing that you're planning, you're adding some time in, do you find that has actually in a way saved you time because you're not rushing around just before? And equally as well, do you find you save money? Because I know that when I started properly meal planning, and this is regardless whether I'm on the plan, living an 80-20, that the meal planning and having that shopping list to stick to, I actually save money because I stopped buying I stopped going around going, oh, I'll have some of those, I'll just add that in. It's literally like, these are my meals, this is what I'm doing, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and this is what everyone's having. Make the shopping list for that, just buy those things. Have you found you save time and saving money?
Yeah, definitely. I was always one for, what are we going to have tonight? And then on the way home from work, I would have to stop off at Tesco Express or Co-op. And obviously it's more expensive if you do that every night. You want to just go and get it all in at a big supermarket. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, what I just kind of want to sort of finish up with is, if all of you can just have a little think of this, I'm just going to ask this as like your one answer. So it might be difficult for you to choose, but try. I want you to first of all tell me what your favorite meal was that was a plan meal. So what your favorite meal, and also, why would you recommend this to anybody else? What is it about this plan, especially if you've tried maybe other types of weight loss ideas? Obviously, like we said, this isn't focusing on the numbers, but it's focusing on how we're feeling. But would you recommend this to other people, and why? So favorite recipe, favorite and why you might recommend this. Have a little think about that. Whilst you guys think about that, before I ask you to share, I'm just going to read out Jen's testimonial, who also did the plan with you guys. So Jen is a busy mum wanting to do the plan ultimately to lose weight to get back to her pre-pregnancy weight. The plan felt good, no bloating or gas, no tummy pain from gluten as I get mild IBS. The fizz sticks I love and are definitely a better pick me up than caffeine. I never felt really hungry on the plan either. I never have time to add anything to my shakes because I'm non-stop, but they filled me up regardless, and I snacked on the fruit, etc. I should have added throughout the day. The plan had changed slightly from the last time I did it, and I found it slightly less restrictive, which was good. I lost the same amount as I did before, which was 9 pounds. So yes for weight loss, and overall healthier, and I'd do it again. So that's hearing from Jen, which is brilliant. And she's saying, it's changed since the last time she did it. And also, she's talking about like, how the shakes actually filled her up. It's really important for anyone listening to this, because a lot of people are like anti-shake plan. The idea is that this plan is super, super versatile. The shakes, for example, the powders can be turned into pancakes, even used like to make cakes and cookies and all sorts of things. So it's super versatile. And I actually do really listen to somebody's needs. If they're a really active person, and lots of people I speak to, work random hours and are really active, that you do adjust the plan, that it's not that you have to have 2 shakes. And also, when you do have your shakes, when you have your meals, sometimes you have to adjust. I mean, I know Charlotte, it's difficult for you. You have family, obviously, are used to having a meal in the evening, but obviously for some people it could be that you have that meal in the lunchtime. And I know that I started doing that, which was actually giving me the energy to get through an evening of work, and then I just have something light when I'd finished, that I wasn't feeling full just before bed. So it's really good to know that this is versatile. Okay, so let's come to Abby. Can I come to you first? Your favorite meal, and would you recommend?
So my favourite meal on the plan is the fish pie, where the potato and the white sauce is replaced by different ways of cooking cauliflower. And the whole family had it and loved it. And so we're really looking forward to having that this week. We haven't had it yet, So
Awesome.
I'm going into week 3, so we're all really excited, which is really weird.
Fish pie week.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit like my morning shakes. I've got my girls, when I'm doing my makeup upstairs, they go, "Mummy, are we going to go down and do the shake?" Because we've turned it into a bum wiggle while I'm putting the food processor on.
Oh,
So,
right. I thought you meant actually
yeah.
physically shaking it.
No. So we're shaking as the shake is making. They love it.
Oh, you're going to
So
have
it's
to
become a
video that.
I know. I keep meaning to, and then I keep forgetting because I'm always trying
Too
to
busy
rush out the
shaking.
door. Yeah. But it does. We're all smiling by the end of it.
Awesome.
So yeah, and the girls love the shakes as well. They don't have whole ones. They just want sips of mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd highly recommend it, doing the 30 days, because it really helps to kick in healthy habits. I'm never hungry because you have to eat, every 4 hours, and you can snack on fruit, and there's loads of different recipes that when you get confident with them, you can mix them up, and that's really good fun. Yeah, the energy is a really big plus. They're getting organized with the meals. Obviously everything's planned for you, even a shopping list, so you don't even need to do that if you don't want to. But helping get organized for me has helped kick that into my actual life as well. I feel more in control. So that's a really good plus, and obviously that probably a side effect of the fizz sticks as well. So it's quite a holistic, I think, approach into sort of kickstarting a healthy lifestyle, really. And
Perfect.
yeah, I think that's it. I think
Thank
just you
you.
feel great, do it.
Oh, awesome. Samantha, what's your favourite meal and would you recommend?
Wow, favorite meal has to be a tough one. But I managed to make, like, keeping within the 30-day plan, I managed to make stuffed mushrooms with asparagus,
Sounds lovely.
which it worked out incredible. And my other half said it's the best thing I've made them. So
You're all turning into amazing chefs.
amazing, it's brilliant. But yeah, so I definitely recommend on so many levels, whether it's because you want to create healthy habits, or you want to see if it makes you lose weight, or just to get your energy up. Because I found that when I've done it personally, it's made me feel more confident. It's made me feel more like me, because even with the fibre, the daily fibre and the Digestion Plus, it helps like the bloatation go down, and obviously helps with BMs, which is brilliant because I struggle with that, and that can change your entire mood and your approach on everything. So it tackles everything from the inside out, and without you realizing, you're changing on so many levels, and it's brilliant, and you become this beautiful, awesome person. So I can't recommend it enough.
I was going to say, definitely recommend. And Charlotte, what was your favourite meal on the plan?
I have tried so many, and they're all lovely. But actually, this time round, I kind of just did more of my own thing, feeling quite confident with what ingredients to choose. I love a good stir fry.
Yeah.
And I think there's also the Thai curry as well that's on the plan. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's like your naughty takeaway night.
Yeah. And would you recommend the plan to other people?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I have done this a few times. Each time I've always said, "Oh, I'm going to carry it on." I haven't. It's one of those things, isn't it? I think we all hit a phase where you will go back and forth. But yeah, I mean, this time round, me actually sticking to it again and again and again, I do just generally feel a lot better. And although I've not hit my weight goal as such, but I know that this plan is helping me to achieve that, and quite easily as well. Yeah. I don't find it an effort. I'm not struggling with it. And yeah, it's helped me with routine massively helped me with routine.
I think that connection with how you feel means it's going to be easier to create that habit, because when you're looking at either the chocolate cake or the chocolate protein shake, it's almost like, rather than just going, what do I want? It's more like, how do I feel? Which one do I want to determine how I feel? You know, and like you say, it's not that people stick to this 24/7. Some people do, but a lot of people, you know, they'll do the plan for 30 days and they might have either a couple of weeks on 80/20 and do another plan, or they might live 80/20. And the 80/20 really is about you making those choices. That's really important as well to mention at this point, that I think all of you have integrated exercise. I think, Samantha, you know, you've talked about that, obviously going for runs and things, and you know, not being able to go to the gym. So what we're talking about and your results are obviously not solely just to the 30-day plan. This is obviously your own individual efforts and what you're doing fitness wise, but also for people watching this that maybe have never done anything like this before. We recommend exercise, but so much can be done for your general health and well-being literally by what you're feeding yourself. And also, if you are going to add exercise in, you've got to make sure that you're feeding yourself the right things to actually get the right output. So what the input is going to give you the output. So if you are an athlete of any kind, you've got to make sure obviously you're feeding yourself great things. So yeah, obviously all of you have integrated exercise. So just before we finish, I'm just going to share my screen very quickly. This is actually something I can send anyone who is wanting to do a bit more with the plan. We can send this. This is basically for you to decide whether it's for you. I'm just going to click on there. See if I can scroll. Yes, I can scroll very slowly. So this is actually about what it is that we do, what we're helping to do. So what the plan is aimed to do, if you can see at the top there, is identify how to use food as fuel for the body, optimize how you look and feel inside and out, tune into the messages that your body is sending, help support healthy gut function, eat and drink more intuitively, giving your body and the nutrients it needs to function optimally. So this is so much more than just, you know, obviously losing weight. What we aim to help people do is reset, get help with the gut function, look at self-care, so focusing on ways, you know, to fit in time, rest, reduce feelings of stress, which obviously can ultimately lead to illnesses of any kind. We focus a lot on mindset as well. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, Samantha mentioned about her, you know, her hair feeling a lot silky and even getting comments on it, you know, that what you're putting in is going to show on the outside. So how your skin can actually benefit from this, but also giving you tips on how to help with those as well. We help people with meal planning. So what your plate should look like, you know, and how often and how varied your diet should be. So as we said, this isn't just about shakes at all. These are the products that we talk about. So you actually have core products that, you know, you always have, which are your real protein, your fizz sticks, your digestion plus, and the herbal teas. And then you also get some choice products as well, choice of the following 3: fiber support, the gentle cleanse, and the superfood greens. You choose 2 of those. And obviously we then have the added Facebook as well. And the ways to get started, obviously you can get in contact with any of us to find out what these guys did, but there is amazing discount. You get 40% off as a preferred client, which is worth doing if you're going to pay for the plan itself. So you get 40% off the whole entire plan. If you decided to run this as a business yourself, you actually get 50% off. And there is an amazing offer this month, when normally it would cost £10 to start up your preferred client account, which is a little bit like having your Amazon Prime account, really. Normally that £10 gets you your discounted account for an entire year. This month, if you purchase the 30 Days Healthy Living, you don't have to pay that extra £10. You'll get free shipping, plus you'll also get a free full-size product of your choice, which could be another nutrition product, but we also have some skincare products included in that as well. So I'm just going to stop my share there. So if any of that interests anyone who's watching this recording, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Don't be frightened to ask any questions whatsoever. We are all here to help. And I want to thank the ladies tonight. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Abby, for sharing your story with us, sharing your experience. And we will obviously be sharing a few more. And also thank you to Jen, who provided us with her testimonial as well. And here's to more healthy living. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.